Welcome back to the Heckington Mill. My name is Nat Macmillan and today I will be presenting session 2 of 3 on training, development and learning. So you might be asking yourself, well, why does my business need to offer training, development and learning? So we often know that when times get tough, if you like, perhaps budgets come under pressure, that often the first thing to go is that training, development and learning. We see it all the time. And I'm hopefully going to build a compelling case as to why that shouldn't be the reason for you. So we know that we're in an extremely tight labour market, and none more so than the hospitality and tourism sector. So if we have a look at job listings, we can see that 69% of them are in the hospitality and tourism sector. And of those jobs that are being posted, we're only finding 1 in 3 are being filled. We've seen, and I'm sure you'll have seen this, that it's estimated around 660,000 jobs were lost in this sector during the pandemic. And we also know, and this is really important for what I'm talking about today, that around 1/3 of people state that they leave a job because of a lack of development or career progression. And I want to be really clear about the development point in there. Too often people make an assumption that everybody wants to get promoted continually. Actually, it's about developing. It's about their own self-development, and there are lots of ways that you can do that that don't need to break the bank and can be done in a really simple way. So why is it so important and why am I really focusing on it? Well, I want to talk to you about your staff, or if you like, employee engagement. That's generally the term that's used. If you really want to be able to keep people and attract new people into your business, based on what I've just been talking about with the tight labour market, you really need to be able to demonstrate to them that you value them. It is that simple. So you don't see them as just a commodity that turns up, that's perhaps on a rota to do a shift. You actually value them. You can see they've got potential and you want to help them to thrive in your workplace. Don't underestimate how important that is to people. It also demonstrates your commitment. So actually, as an employer, if I'm investing, if you like, some time, not always money, but certainly time, around your development, your learning, your ability to become even better at your job, for the individual, I'm getting a clear sense that you're really committed to me, that you see me as part of the future, that I belong as part of your business. And then there's the aspect of self-esteem. If I work for you and I see that you care about me, that you want to invest some time, you want to develop me, you want me to do better, if you believe in me, then I equally, in turn, will believe in myself. Coming to work and really feeling that I can deliver and be the best and that you've got that faith in me is so important as part of the engagement and me wanting to stay with you. The other part is around the psychological contract and loyalty. This has become even more important, and it's particularly prevalent in the younger generation. They now expect far more than just the kind of traditional employment contract terms and conditions. They actually want to feel an emotional connection with you. And if they believe that you want to see them thrive, that you want to look after them, they will in return give you that loyalty. And going back to my earlier point about the tight labour market, it isn't just about attracting people into your business. It's also about retaining the people that you've got. You can't afford to lose people at the moment, so you need to keep them and develop and enable them to thrive. So what about customer service and reputation? Well, this is clearly vital in the sectors that we're talking about today. It's really what enables your business to succeed or not. If you don't invest in that training, development and learning for your team, for your staff around you, then you simply will not be able to deliver the high level of customer service that you rely on. So we know how much this particular sector relies on things like Google reviews. Let's take them as an example. Well, Google reviews are not just based on one person in a business, and unfortunately, not necessarily just yourself. It's the whole team. So we know that people come in and experience all of your workforce. You simply cannot afford to not keep developing them and being really clear about the level of customer service you expect in order to be able to attract and retain new guests and new customers coming into your business. I know of one particular business that really struggled with a Google review that proved fairly catastrophic. And unfortunately, people tend to look at that one negative. When we think about those compliments and those complaints, it's really important that you think about when somebody is coming into your business as a customer, what's their experience? So if I go to visit a tea room, for example, it's not just the food, the piece of cake that I'm experiencing. It's not just a great cup of tea. That might all happen. But if the service I've had is poor, then I'm going to potentially have a negative experience. Or let's just say everything is wonderful. The person who serves me is great. The person who meets me is wonderful. But actually I see in the corner, there's a member of staff looking very sullen, flicking through their phone. That's more likely that I'm going to notice that. And the reason I'm saying that is it's a full team effort. You need all of your team on the top of the game. They all need to understand customer service and their role in developing and achieving that. And that really classic thing around, trust takes 1 second to lose and it takes a lifetime to build. You need every one of your team being able to build that trust throughout every single one of their shift, every single guest that they greet, every single visitor that they greet. So what about productivity? Going back to my point there about you need all of your team to understand the same goals. For example, customer service in the sector that we're talking here, everyone being able to do that. It's also, how do you make sure everyone's at the top of their game? Because when I'm coming in to your establishment, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a B&B, whatever it might be, that's my first experience. I haven't seen that your member of staff has been brilliant for the first 4 hours of the day. I only experience my particular snapshot. So you need everyone to be at the top of their game all of the time. Really important about the extra mile. I think of all the sectors that I work with, it is absolutely critical in hospitality and tourism. I will leave feeling like you've exceeded my expectations. That does not happen by chance. That happens because you have people that all want to go the extra mile for your business, for all the reasons I've talked about earlier. I'm developed, I'm trained, I have constant opportunity to keep working on my skills to being the best I can be. And that means I want to go the extra mile, and I will go the extra mile for every customer that walks through the door. So we also know that absence is a key issue for businesses across the board, and it's no different in this particular sector. We know that a lot of days are lost to absence throughout the year and the impact that can have on your business. So we know that when individuals, going back to what I've said earlier on in this session, we know that when individuals feel that you want to develop them, that you care about them, that you want them to be the best that they can be, they are far less likely to be absent from work, which means you don't have to deal with trying to cover shifts, trying to cover rotas. You've got staff that are turning up when you expect them to. And then the other bit really that's specific to hospitality and tourism is around a skills gap. So we know this from my professional body, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, that do this research, that 21% of hospitality and tourism businesses are saying that they have a skills gap, and that's 6% higher than the UK overall. So those skills gap, you need to be looking at how you're going to address them in your business. So if I'm an existing member of staff, I can thrive, I can be the best, I can be top of my game. But also, you're going to attract people to your business because they know that you develop them. And at the same time, you are closing the gap in your business and you are making sure that you're covering all of those gaps. So just a reminder for anybody that watched the previous session, when we talk about your training, your learning and your development, it really has got to be aligned to your business plans and goals. so that you can then, just to be clear on the things we've talked about, you can identify skills gaps. So what are the gaps in this business? And then look at who across the team and my people can I use to train, to reskill, whatever it might be to fill that gap. You can also identify solutions then and training needs. So what is it that we need to be doing? Where are the areas? Do we need to bring someone in, for example, to train us on customer service? I've talked about that quite a lot. It also enables you to then drill down into personal development plans. So for individuals, you should really have a yearly plan. What are the development areas and what are you going to do around that? And then be able to see that they are going to deliver what you need for your business. And really importantly, it allows you to plan for the future. I've talked a lot about the here and now and kind of managing the operational pressures and how the kind of training, development and learning will help with that. There's also something about planning for the future. So we know, for example, that digital is going to continue to be an area of development. Are you looking ahead? Are you anticipating what that might look like for your business and equipping your staff with the right skills now, rather than having to react in the moment? So that's the end of session 2 of the 3 on training, development and learning. I hope you found the session both interesting and useful.